Prateek is the Senior Program Manager at Amazon Web Services Restart Program for India and Southeast Asia. He has worked with organizations like Facebook, NSDC, Murugappa Group, and is a seasoned professional with diverse experience across technology, social impact, and skill development. The AWS Restart Program is a full-time skills development program that prepares learners for careers in the cloud that is also being run at some of the EduBridge locations pan-India. Welcome, Prateek. Over to you, Prateek.
Thank you, Maya, for that warm welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. In the interest of time, I'll try and keep it short. I'll run through some of the slides quickly, and then I can come back to the question and answer depending on the time we have towards the end. So hi, everyone. My name is Prateek. As Maya already mentioned, I'm part of Amazon Web Services, managing a program called AWS Restart in India. Before I dive deep into the program, just a bit about myself. Just like Umashri mentioned, right? I also started my career I did my engineering for education, but right from the start of my career, I've been into non-tech roles. I started into sales, moved into marketing, currently doing project management, been into social impact for most of my life. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people who made those transitions from tech to non-tech. Similarly, there are a lot of opportunities available to make that switch from non-tech to tech. And Restart is one such platform which provides those opportunities to diverse audience, not just in India, but globally. But before we go deep into what the program does, this is something that I've been asked a lot in my presentations, also at home, from my nephews, nieces, that what do you do for a living, right? While of course cloud computing has become a buzzword of late, but many people still do not know what cloud actually does. And one example that I often share with them to set this in context is few years back, right? When my mother bought a phone, we used to replace it. We had to replace it every couple of years because her phone used to run out of memory, right? And that's where the memory, whether it's a 32 GB phone or a 64 GB phone, was very important, right? Today, I have a phone which is a 32 GB phone, and I've been using it for the last 3 years because the storage capability has become irrelevant, right? Every time my phone run out of space, I purchase additional space in cloud or storage space in cloud and take a data backup, right? So that's the kind of flexibility that cloud computing provides, right? Which is why cloud computing today is expanding so rapidly, because one is it helps you do more computing. So when I say more computing, what does that mean? That essentially means that unlike couple of few decades back, right, where you need to put in physical infrastructures, put together a data center, do all the networking, all that has been taken away. All you need to do is buy a storage in cloud, create an account there, and you can literally run your entire infrastructure on cloud, right? It's more secure because you don't necessarily have to worry about procuring security systems, procuring compliances and anything else, because everything's been already taken care by the cloud provider, right? In terms of storage space, cloud gives you a flexibility to increase or decrease your storage space dynamically depending on the current requirement. So unlike a physical infrastructure where if you are consuming 500 terabyte of data, you still need to have an infrastructure which is 1000 terabyte, which essentially means that half of your capacity is redundant. In cloud, you can adjust some of those you can do some of those load balancing dynamically, right? And also, just to give you an example in terms of how various applications and software use cloud, think of Uber as an example, right? By just clicking a button in your app, right, and through smart algorithm, Uber allows you to connect with multiple drivers in your vicinity, right? So that's the smart applications, which that's the smart way of engaging cloud computing, through which you are able to interact with multiple drivers and multiple applications in your vicinity. Talking about the growth trajectory in cloud from a talent perspective, these are some numbers which have been picked up from a NASSCOM report which came out in August last year. As of March 2021, against a demand of 873,000 cloud professionals in our country, there's a supply of 608,000 individuals, which essentially indicate that there's a shortfall of 265,000 cloud professionals as we speak. This is likely to increase to 769,000 by 2025. So if you look at this or observe this this chart carefully, it indicates three broad possibilities. One is because the demand for cloud talent is likely to increase in the next 4 years, which essentially means that companies are going to invest more into development of cloud talent. There'll be more job opportunities for people who are either certified or who have the right experience in cloud. And this also indicate rapid adoption of cloud technology in our country, right? So if you understand and identify this as a trend, it's better to be prepared and do the right certifications now, so that when it really peaks and there are a lot of opportunities in the market, you're able to make the most of it. So in terms of how AWS is trying to bridge this skill gap, right? We have a complete division called AWS Training and Certification, which offers multiple certification programs in cloud and otherwise as well. If I just highlight the typical journey of a cloud professional, you start with a foundational certificate, which is called AWS Cloud Practitioner Certification. And then there are three tracks, professional tracks, which you could take. One is a track in solution architecting, where you typically build a cloud infrastructure or framework for a customer and help them deploy their services on cloud. There is another track called SysOps administrator, which essentially means that you are managing operations on cloud. And third is developer associate, or we call it the DevOps engineer, who primarily build new services or customize existing services or platform requirement for a customer, right? So I will focus more on the cloud practitioner certification because that's what we are currently offering under AWS Restart program, and I'll tell you how and what you stand to benefit if you enroll into this program. So just to give you a broad introduction of AWS Restart program, it's a 12-week full-time skill development program that provides unemployed and underemployed youth an opportunity to develop cloud skills and connects with potential employers. So through this program, we, like I said earlier, we intend to reach out to diverse audiences, which include military veterans or their spouses, returning mothers, people who are currently unemployed, or people who are engaged or working in a non-IT related sector. Could be banking sector, could be hospitality, could be retail sector, and who wanted to learn a new skill and make that switch towards cloud. So this entire 12-week program is typically divided into three core verticals. One is basics of cloud fundamentals. So this is agnostic to the platform that you're working. So what skills you learn under this module, you could easily deploy across different cloud platforms. Could be Microsoft, Google, or AWS. Then the second module trains you more on AWS core services, which is related to AWS cloud. And the third module focuses on employability skills. So like the panelists before me was also talking a lot about the importance of soft skills training, importance of resume writing, presentations, how you engage with stakeholders and customers, more important in today's world. So the idea is that we try and prepare the graduates from this program for success, and by giving them a holistic learning experience, not just the technical skills, but also making them job ready from day one. So once you complete this 12-week program, we offer the candidates a cloud practitioner certification, which is again part of this program, offered absolutely free of cost. If anyone has to do this outside this program, might cost them somewhere around $100. So that's also something which as AWS in collaboration with EduBridge, we are providing to the candidates. And then once you complete your program, acquire the certification, then we connect the candidates or the graduates with potential employment opportunities across our partners and customers who are constantly looking for entry-level talent in cloud. So what we are looking at, what are some of the skill set that we require from a candidate? We're looking at STEM graduates from diversified background. Like I mentioned earlier, someone who's either unemployed or who's underemployed like someone who's working in non-tech industry and do not have a structured career path. Someone who's enthusiastic about a cloud career, have basic literacy, numeracy skills, able to participate full-time into this 12-week program because like I said, it's a program which focuses on developing a non-tech individual into a tech individual, right? So it's very important that you participate in this program throughout and not just drop out in between or take frequent breaks, because then it will disturb your entire learning experience, which may or may not help you develop the required competencies to succeed in your cloud career going forward. And last but not the least, we look at individuals who are ready to start a full-time job after completing the graduation. Because after you graduate from the program and you do your certification, if you're not ready to start your job, in an essence wasting a seat, because someone who's in desperate need of that opportunity could have benefited in your place at the start of the program. So these are some of the requirements that we have. I'm sure our partners like EduBridge might have more depending on the feedback that they get from the industry. And these are some of the learning outcomes that we focus on throughout the program. Like I said, it's divided into 3 core areas. So in cloud foundations, we typically help the candidates learn more about Linux fundamentals, security, network, databases, Python. In AWS core services, we prepare candidates for cloud architecting, support services, how to deploy and automate on AWS, toolings, etc. In terms of communication, in terms of employability skills, we focus specifically on communication skills, goal setting, resume writing, networking skills, interview best practices, which really help the candidates, get the required confidence in order to ace their interviews. And once our candidates graduate, we try and offer them different kind of opportunities, which could be internships opportunities, apprenticeship opportunities, part-time roles, full-time roles, across different domains, depending on the availability and depending on the skill sets, both which they might have developed before they enroll in this program, the skills they acquired during this program. So if you look at this slide again, there are some skill set which we've kind of expect the candidates to develop during this program, which include Python, scripting, Linux operating system support, operating capabilities or network infrastructures, deploying AWS core services. These capabilities help them land various kind of jobs, including cloud associates or a software developer engineers role, automation roles on AWS, IT customer support roles, or cloud support engineers kind of roles. So these are some of the roles that candidates have been able to achieve in the past, and we've already have a lot of these and just to add on, we launched this program in India in October last year, so it's just been a little over 4 months. We already have a lot of candidates who graduated from the program and already started working across different countries in some of these roles. So there's a lot of opportunities that we foresee going forward. In addition to whatever we offer to the candidates under the 12-week program, we also give them an opportunity to enroll into a continuous learning program where they get access to self-paced learning content for 6 months, which really help them to acquire their next level of certification depending on the nature of their role. So if I go back, like I mentioned, right, you start with the cloud practitioner certification, but depending on if you're working in solution architecting or if you're working in a developer role, you can leverage these continuous learning resources which we offer to the candidates to acquire the next level of certification. So it's, in a way, it's a continuous learning process, and we really work towards setting our candidates for success, not just while they're engaged into this program, but also far beyond after they've graduated from the program. How we are executing this entire program, we have collaborated with multiple training organizations, including EduBridge, who are delivering various cohorts across the country. They're typically responsible for engaging with the candidates, mobilizing them, providing them the right career guidance, hiring an instructor to deliver the entire content curriculum, and facilitate placement post graduation. We've already collaborated with many large employers, including Capgemini, Cognizant, Accenture, who are actively recruiting from the program. And these are just some of the big names that I've mentioned. There are 15 plus, medium and small size enterprises who are also recruiting actively from the Restart program, depending on the graduation cycle of these candidates. So this is just a brief about the program. You can learn more about this program by visiting the website. I've also mentioned my email address in case some of you might want to know more about various opportunities in the program and outside that exist at AWS. And then if there's any question, I think we can take 5 minutes to answer those.
Sure, Prateek. I'm just checking, what question we can pick. Yeah, there's one question. Are there any resources available for AWS certification training?
Yes, so there are a lot of resources available for AWS certification training. And like I said, there are both free and paid programs which are available. Restart is offered at 100% discount, so the learners do not pay. But apart from that, there are, again, also, like I said, they're both paid and free program which are available. There are a lot of content available online. Many of them are self-learning content. So depending on the nature of your journey and the level at which you are at right now, you can leverage some of these resources, enroll in a program with a partner like EduBridge, and make the most of these certifications which are available. I'm just dropping in a link of our website, Restart Certification website, and there you can learn more about these certifications and access some of the self-learning content which is available online.
Sure. Thanks, Prateek. Then there's another question. I'm a test engineer, and can I take up an AWS certification program? This is from Syed.
Yes, Syed, you can take up an AWS certification program. In fact, in many of our earlier cohorts, we do see people who've been into tech industries, but who may or may not have those opportunities to have a continuous learning trajectory, and hence they have moved either from testing or infra support to a cloud platforms where they see significant amount of growth in the near future. So we would love to explore more on this, and I'm sure Maya and her team will be able to guide you further.
Superb. Thank you so much, Prateek, for your time and sharing information regarding this program. We did not take all the questions. However, audience, please put them in the chat and we'll reach out to Prateek with those questions and get you the answers. I'm sure our audience now understands that there are options that exist, if they do want to make a career in the cloud.